All units are.
Damn, everyone is hearing me. So now you know who not to get to keep your secrets, right? So now we are fortunate to have the microphone. Reverend Guruji, Dharma Putra Pandit Vishwanath Ramprasad, Puja Pandit, Pandit Navin Maharaj, Pandit Vasudha Maharaj, our Sadhu Basdev Ji, Pandit Vishnu Maharaj, our very reverend Uncle Budram, who is an elder who has been with our organization since before I can speak of anything. To the president of the organization, Mr. Ramcharan, Nathaniel, and the members of the executive. If the members of the audience were to look in front, you would see seated behind here are very distinguished ladies and gentlemen. We actually have to go and pull them out of the audience to come and sit here. Because these are the ladies and the gentlemen who toil very hard in this organization year after year. So that when you come for Ganesh Utsav, you come for Shivratri, you come for any event of this organization, they are the ones who are always happy to serve you in the background. Today we felt as though they didn't deserve to be in the background, they deserve to be in the forefront of everything. So please give a round of applause to these ladies and gentlemen. They are the backbone of this organization. To our other mandirs that are present this evening, I'd like to acknowledge especially the presence of the president of the Sant Nagar Hindu Temple, which is the oldest Hindu institution in this part of Trinidad and Tobago. To our Senator, Attorney at Law, Mr. Gerald Ramdi, I've been informed the president of the Plamita Temple is also here this evening. Mr. Terry Maharaj, the president of the Sri Satya Sai organization of Trinidad and Tobago. Our beloved councillor, Mr. Rajkumar Bhagilu. And a very distinguished gentleman within our community and within this part of the country, a former educator, former principal, currently serves in the capacity of the Northeast Coordinator of the Sanatana Dharma Mahasabha, Mr. Lal Bhagilu. I saw in the audience Mr. Michael James, who has a very dear role to play in this new structure that has been consecrated here today. Mr. Michael James G. Baba is insisting that your place is up here. Kindly please everyone give a round of applause to this gentleman as he comes up on stage. To distinguished devotees of God who have made contributions in so many ways towards this evening happening. And to you devotees who have come far and wide with all your best wishes, we say Sitaram. I also want to acknowledge in the presence of the author, our audience, Mr. Vishwanath, Panditji, Pandit Sivaji, who you will be hearing a little bit from in a little bit. Devotees of God. Let me take the opportunity to welcome each one of you this evening to this new compound that has been in preparation from conception and then block after block over each passing day to where it is now. With a lot of love, with a lot of sweat, with a lot of tears, with a lot of effort, with a lot of best wishes, it has been built so that it can become an institution of service to this community. We welcome you to this new compound of the Vishwanath Hindu Social and Cultural Organization. Pandit Sivaji, if there's one thing I was reflecting on, is that you do not learn as a student, you do not learn from the Guru merely from what is spoken, but you learn from action. With each passing day, I look at my Guruji, and sometimes the most profound of lessons I learn come not from what he says, but what he does. This building came into conception and eventual existence because of a very difficult time in the past, which many people are well aware of, but that is not for tonight, that is for another night. Well, not that those nights are gone. But I reflected as to what was our duty at that point in time as an organization, as well as who are we as an organization. Before today's opening, 2 days ago, WASA gave notice that there will be no water in Samagrandi and environs. So we had to prepare. At 5:45, TNTech gave no notice that we would have electrical disturbances for the evening in the village of Sanrichikitu. But yet, our duty was to ensure that what has been planned goes on. Years ago, when we faced a difficult time as an organization, we could have said, pack up shop. We have done our service to this community. We have done our service to Dharma. But drawing inspiration from one gentleman who led by example, he indicated that that is not the time to pack up shop, but that is the time to toil harder and to strive for something greater. Why is that important? Vasa can give notice, Tianta can give notice, but if the Lord of the universe, the Lord who sustains our life, were to give notice that on this day he will be shutting down the wind, or he will be shutting down the sun, or that he will be shutting down the life force for a little while, can you imagine what chaos that would be? So the Lord of the universe is in constant sustenance for each one of us, and therefore I think it is only fair that we as servitors to Sanatana Dharma be in constant service. And that is the lesson I have learned from my Guruji, by action, to always be in service of God, to always be in service of community, and to be in service for each one of us at all times. I would like you to please give a round of applause to our Guruji, our Dharmaputra Pandit Vishwanath. This building is not a singular effort. But had it not been for the inspiration of his determination we would not have been into the perspiration to reach this destination. That was example. I think that's example. But it says more. And I beg you to please listen to me for one moment. I was forced over the years to reflect as to who is Vishwanath? Who is this Vishwanath Hindu social and cultural organization? Is it a building? No, it cannot be a building. It is a group of individuals who were inspired by the servant of Sanatana Dharma to continue toiling for the service of our culture and our community and our country. That is who the Vishwanath Hindu Social and Cultural Organization is. It is you, the people. It is not the four walls that currently enclose us. And I can tell you how. We were not in these four walls for the past few years. But this organization was at the center of the community, providing services such as healthcare, legal services, service in the times of difficulty like flooding. This organization was in the forefront for the development of the Suresh Ramprasad Children's Fund, which is now behind me here, to serve many children, especially during the past few months when the floods ravaged our community. This organization is in service of culture and in service of religion through the various events we host, of which most noted is our Ganesh Utsav, which has now been a platform for which Ganesh Utsav has become the national event, a national event in Trinidad and Tobago. This organization is the facility through which one can further their spiritual development and education. I do not know how many people in the audience knows that this organization has a Bhagavad Gita study group every week here, with a few devotees who come and they sit down and they discuss the verses of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita for their own personal upliftment. It has been going on continuously for more than 5 years now, and we have reached from chapter 1 to chapter 16. If God is good, we will complete the end of the Gita. I can say with a certain degree of confidence that this is the only institution in the Hindu community in the east-west corridor in this part of the country that facilitates such a study group at this point in time. This is what the organization is. It is not four walls and a ceiling and a foundation that is in concrete. Having said that, we have four walls, a ceiling, and a concrete that we have gathered here to welcome each one of you to. So, why have we built this? Why have we built this institution, this building, so that you can come in? Many people say to me from time to time, I don't need to go to a temple, God is everywhere. Of course God is everywhere. So why do you need a temple? The answer to that was given by the great Guru Swami Chinmayananda, who said, God is everywhere, but we go to temples just like this. He said, the essence of milk, listen to the quotation carefully, the essence of milk can be found in the entire cow. But if you want to milk the cow, which part of the cow would you go to milk it? The entire cow, from the head all the way to the tail, is necessary for the milk to be produced. So the milk is present in that cow in some form throughout that cow. But if you want to access the milk, where do you go? This is why building a temple is important for our community. So that those who are thirsty for God, those who are thirsty to serve society, have a place through which they can come and serve. So these four buildings, these four walls, have not been built for you to come and afterwards for the doors to be closed and for you to go home. This is now your sanctuary for you to come and serve the community in whichever capacity. And so we look forward to, if you want to have any service to community, you want to serve the community, you want to have any event, please come. We welcome you with open arms. This is why this organization is here. This building is a legacy for the future generations. Today we reflect on so many people who are not here with us today. They have gone. Many of them were waiting to see this building, but it was not ordained to be. In the years to come, our children will be looking on at us. And now they can say, our parents, our grandparents, our aunties, our uncles, those who have gone have left a legacy for which we are obliged to continue. This is what this building represents. So, enough of me. There are many speakers who are lined up this evening to give their greetings and welcome. But most foremost to begin this evening will be none other than our Puja Pandit Navin Maharaj, who is no stranger to our organization, and his return this evening is like a welcome home of sorts. It feels just right that Pandit Navinji is here this evening. So I will ask him to please come and give his blessings.
प्रेम से बोलो वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय, आदि शक्ति जगदम्बा माता की जय। जी, श्रोतागण और protocols observed. It is indeed a great pleasure to officiate in this puja this evening. As many of us know, Panditji together with his associates have worked very hard in order to have this mandir, so that where we can come, sit and worship, and most importantly listen to the glories of Allah. Today, Panditji, on my own behalf of the members of my mandir, we wish you all the best, and may, just like this auspicious time that the Prayag is moving, that the holy people gather in that holy place known as Prayag, so too may they come to this holy place and receive the essence of Sanatan Dharma. Let us give Panditji and his associates around the. Let us put our hands together as we offer blessings and bandana, as we pray, O Divine Prabhu. May you bless Panditji together with his executive and all members of this mandir. O Lord, that you will dwell here and you will allow that light of bhakti, that light of devotion to dispel all darkness. Today, Prabhu, we chant your name. Hari Om, Hari Om, Viganeshwaraya Vararaya Sudapriyaya, Lambodharaya Sakala Jagaditaya, Naganaya Shatayugi Vibhushitaya, Gauri Sutaya, Gananataya Namostute, Pavanamanda Sugandha Sheetal, Hema Mandira Shobhitam, Nikata Ganga श्रीभद्रीनाथ विशम्भरम् शेषसुमिरन करत निषधिं धरत ध्यान महेश्वरम् श्रीवीर ब्रह्मा करत सुती श्रीभद्रीनाथ विशम्भरम् इंद्रचंद्र कुबेर दिनकर भूपदीप प्रकीर्षतम् सिद्धि मनोज करत जय जय श्रीभद्रीनाथ विशम्भरम् शक्ति गौरी गणेश शारा नारद मुनि उचितारणम् योग ध्यान अपार लीला श्रीभद्रीनाथ विशम्भरम् यक्ष किन्नकर करत कौत ज्ञान गंधर्व प्रक्षितम् श्रीलक्ष्मी कमल चवेर धोले श्रीभद्रीनाथ विशम्भरम् कैलाश में एक देव निरंजनम् शैलशेखर महेश्वरम् राजयुधिष्ठिर करतु सुती श्रीभद्रीनाथ विशम्भरम् श्रीभद्रीनाथ विशम्भरम् श्रीभद्रीनाथ विशम्भरम् प्रेम से बोलो विष्णु भगवान की जय। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
We are inspired as individuals by the enthusiasm and the dedication of an individual, no lesser than our Guruji, Dharmaputra Pandit Vishwanath Ji. But have you ever stopped to wonder, where does he get his inspiration from? I will tell you where he gets his inspiration from. He gets his inspiration from his Guru. I would like everyone to remember the pioneers of this organization of the years gone. That is the late Pandit Lakshmi Prasad and the many sadhus and pandits of yesteryear who have made their mark and given us joy and given us direction from time to time. But as you would always hear our Guruji say, first and foremost among your Guru is your parents. And so, this Mandir, the seed of inspiration to continue with this Mandir lies in the late Ansaraji Ramprasad, who this evening, as we unveil the plaque, it will be in the memory of her. So I invite our spiritual head to do the honors of unveiling the plaque, as I also invite our dear Kirtan Mandali person, Mr. Ricky Kanduji, to lead us in a very, very sentimental song that we all know and love, Ma Sunao Mujhe Wo Kahani. Mandir is called Vishwanath Mandir. Vishwanath is one of the great names of Bhagwan Shiva. Vishwanath means the Lord of the entire universe. And so this Mandir does not belong to one person. It belongs to every one of us. For we are all the children of Bhagwan Vishwanath. To bring you greetings on this most joyous occasion is no less a person than our very hard-working president of the Vishwanath Hindu Social and Cultural Organization, who has steered this organization through the last few years, which was indeed very challenging years to have this project conceived and executed under his watch. So I would like to introduce you to no less a person than our dear, hard-working, beloved Mr. Ramcharan Nathaniel. Please give a round of applause.
Thank you very much. Sitaram devotees. Ved Vyas, Dharmaputra, Guruji Pandit Vijay Prasad, Puja Pandit, Pandit Navin Maharaj, Pandit Vasutam, Pandit Vishnu, Pandit Sirat, Pandit Pandits, Mahapads, Kirtan Mandali, special invited guests, devotees of God. All are on behalf of this organization, the Vishwanath Hindu Social and Cultural Organization, in Cooperate. We, the members and our spiritual head, would like to welcome each and every one of you here on this special occasion. The grand opening of this, our Mandir. Something that we have been waiting for a very long time. We have finally reached our goal. We have finally reached a place where we can worship freely. We have finally reached a place where we can be comfortable. We finally reached a place where it's easy. So that we not warm anymore. I'm sure everybody here is being very much comfortable. And I'm sure you all can remain here all night without even leaving. Because I'm sure some of you must be nodding because of coolness. This is what we have worked here for so many years, toiling and working, and finally reach our destination. This is our goal, and this is what we have worked hard for. That's what I would like to share with you all is a little insight of our organization. Our speaker has told you about Vishwanath Hindu Social and Cultural Organization, what it means, and what is the purpose of it. I would like to tell you what is our aims and what some of the things that we do here and function as an organization and what makes us successful. This organization is an Act of Parliament 1995. That is when it was registered as an organization. We, this organization, celebrate every event from the beginning, which is Makar Sankranti, to the end, which is Kartik Snan. all the events that is on the Hindu calendar we celebrate here. We celebrate Diwali, we celebrate Hanuman Jayanti, Krishna Janam, Ram Navami, Diwali, Pitra Paksh, and Kartik. But one of our biggest celebrations that we do here is our Ganesh Utsav. It is said, and they did a survey that out of India, the biggest Ganesh Utsav that is being held out of India is right here in your own village at the Vishwanath Hindu Social and Cultural Organization Corporation. The largest out of India is held right here. I'm sure many of you already normally come here and see the magnitude of people as we here. And everyone here is being treated with love and affection individually. We don't look at no caste, no creed, no race, but we teach us to treat everyone here equally. This organization, the Vishwanath Hindu Social and Cultural Organization, is a charitable organization. We are a non-profitable organization. Everything that we do here is out of charity, out of fundraising, that we go around and look for funds to do these constructions and to run all our programs here in this organization. We, as I said, we have finally reached our goal and our destination. But we are talking about, all that we have reached and all that we have acquired and achieved in so many years. This organization, as I said, was since an Act of Parliament 1995, that's when it was registered. But it was founded in 1976 by a sadhu and another person who has been there since time of conception. That person was here since they were 12 years old. They were toiling and working and cutting down trees and clearing and working very hard to make this organization to where it is. That person, together with his sadhu, was there worshipping when he was across the road there. There's where we started. There he had toil and toil and toil and make a place for us to be comfortable. Normally when somebody give birth to a child and we go and celebrate the birth of the person, as the person gets big, they go and celebrate their birthday. They go and they meet the person and they praise the person. But they don't normally praise the person who is responsible for that person being here. We all here are praising this organization, this landmark that we have reached. We are praising the people, the members, everybody. But I would like to praise the person who is responsible for this. As also they normally say, when you see a tree is growing, they bear fruits. Everybody has to talk and how sweet this fruit is and what nice fruits it is. But how many people praise the tree of the fruit? If you don't water the tree, that root of that tree would grow. And they don't get this fruit, they get sweet fruits that they don't normally get from that tree. So tonight, we would like to recognize this individual for his job that is well done. See all this work here, all this hard work? This was his dream. This was his drive. And this is his accomplishment. And he did this not for him, but for the people of the village and of this country, where you can come in a place to worship comfortable and in comfort, where the doors will be open. But when the AC is on, we have to close it. Where we can come here comfortable and worship and be comfortable, we would like to honor that person this evening for his hard work and his dedication to this Mandir and this structure. Much hard work and much time that person has been going to sleep, working, toiling, getting this place prepared. Even to get this place prepared here for us to be in comfort here, they have toiled and worked very hard. So I'd like to call one of my members my executive secretary, the assistant president, the treasurer. We'd like to come and honor this person for his hard work. Guruji, if we had $1 million, we'd like to give it. But that we don't have. In due course, we hope that we can give it up. And we know that you are not about money or fame. You are about humbleness, being here for the people, doing things for the people. You ever hear all these functions that we have? You ever hear this? Anybody here ever praise himself or anything like that? We always praise everybody. So we would like tonight honor you for this hard work and this dedication that you have done to this organization. So I'd like to call on Dennis, Curtis, and Pulmati. So you can come here and do our duty that we should be doing now and always, and we always do, by honoring you just a little. So my executive will have called. Dennis and Curtis, we'd like to have your parents, please. Guruji, we'd like to thank you very much for all that you have done for us, all the inspiration and all the guidance and protection that you have guided and protect us. We'd like to thank you very much for all you have done for us. And we know that you'll be continuing to do the hard work to accomplish your dream. And we know that we, the executives, will be behind you at all times. I'd like to thank you very much, everyone, for coming here this evening. And we hope you enjoyed the dance again. Thank you very much.
Earlier was Tech, now time is making a mockery of us as well. So we will try to be as short as possible as we continue. This organization does not work singularly, but it works in collaboration with many different organizations that are in the service of Sanatana Dharma in Trinidad and Tobago. I'd like to acknowledge a very, very great partner in service, the Hindu Prachar Kendra. Professor Narayan Singh was scheduled to be with us here this evening, but for unforeseen circumstances, he's not here. I'd also like to take the opportunity to remember and ask everyone to remember that great visionary and pioneer Sri Ravi Ji in your prayers, as he's not so well these days. So please remember him. He's someone very dear to our organization. There is seated amongst us a family whom many devotees have toiled with Baba to lead to this day. But there is one family that has really stood very strong with Baba, especially in the very difficult times. And difficult times are many. You see, this here is not an easy task to accomplish. And in service of Guru, this family has been exemplary. And I speak of no less than the Suchong and Duki family. Please give a round of applause for them. And so, it's only fitting that we acknowledge the driving force of this family and the inspiration to serve this organization and to serve Guru and to serve Sangre Chiquito and to serve Trinidad and Tobago. The mother of this family, this is Mrs. Sandra Suchong Duki. Please give a round of applause to her. And so it is only fitting that we hear a few words from her son, Dr. Tarek Duki, before we proceed further. But before he comes to speak, from no lesser person than our Guruji, Pandit Vishwanath Rampasad, he would like Mrs. Duki to please come up on, in front and receive this very small token of appreciation from us, this organization.
To my Guru and our Putra organization, Pandit Vishwanath Rampasad, respected Pandits, respected Sandhus, members of the executive of the organization, senior members of the Mandir, who are mothers and fathers to me, uncles and aunts, and all invited guests, Sitaram and Namaskar. When Panditji asked me to speak, I was a little unsure what was the context of the discussion. But it's very welcoming for me to be part of this Mandir for many years. I met Pandit Vishwanath as a young child at the age of, adolescent rather, at the age of 15, when I had not completed my O-level exams. And my mother and my father were participating with him through the Art of Living Foundation course. And some of you may know, but my family does not come from a Hindu background. We're actually Muslim and Catholic. So in meeting Panditji, at the time he was not my guru, I just quite calmly said, I would like to do Diwali Puja, having not completed my examinations. I don't know why I asked him, and I don't know why he said yes, but he did. And that became the beginning of a very long relationship that we've had with not just Pandit Vishwanath, but his family and the members of this organization. We have been very privileged in the 25 years that we have known him, his family, and this organization to feel extremely welcome in all that we've done and all that we've been trying to do in coming to this Mandir. We live not too close, we live in Marabal, so it's a tirot in its technical sense in coming whenever we can, but we try our best. And my mother is known for talking, so we never leave early, so we always leave later as well. But nonetheless, Bhagavan has said, make the effort, go listen to the darshan, and you shall receive. All of us have our individual experiences with this organization and with Pandit Vishwanath. But, and again, we can always share our own individual experiences. But, it might come across as if our family has just given. But we have received so much from Pandit Vishwanath and this organization in so many ways. He is a father figure to us and our family in the most deepest of times and the most troublesome of times. And I think hopefully we have also been supportive to him and the organization when we could have been. My late father passed away in 2011. Did not come from a Hindu background, as I said. His father is actually still alive, my Acha, and he's 95 years old. He's an assistant imam who's retired. But my grandfather's Aja, my father's Aja, which is my great-grandfather, was from India, Delhi, Chatpatuki. And Trinidad has different versions of the story. So he was Hindu, married a Muslim person. The children grew up in Muslim. So the story would have been that the Hindu lineage had died out. But in growing up, somehow, although my father grew up in a very Muslim background, he was very proud of the fact that he had come from Hindu blood. And being very cultural in Trinidad, yet despite rather in the heart of Port of Spain, where with not a lot of Hindu people and Indian people, he was very insistful with my mother in growing up that we attended different things, participated in Diwali functions at school, made sure we participated at things in the neighborhood. And he was always very proud of the fact, and he told us as we got older, don't forget that you came from Hindu blood. So, although he's passed away, he and my mother channeled us, in a sense, to be very encompassing and welcoming to the broadness of what Trinidad had to offer. When my mother remarried, again, although my stepfather gave him a Chinese background, his mother was Buddhist. Is Buddhist, she's still alive. And in growing up, he was also exposed to a culture of Buddhism and Hinduism. And quite, I guess ironically, but God has His divine plan in the meandering road of life, that we would have been here as Hindus, as chelas to Pandadunat, and eventually our entire family christening, and being part of His organization and part of this Mandir. It is not permissive, although it has been said before, to pay special mention to the late Ranji Rapasad, as I knew her, and most of us knew her by that name. She was extremely motherly to my mother, my father, my second father, my brothers and sisters, myself. Whenever we came here, I felt very welcomed by her as the matriarch of this family. And all of us who knew her, I think we would share similar experiences. She was very kind to me personally. And later on, as I had become a doctor, I had a different relationship with her as a doctor as well, which of course, allowed me a different experience with her as a patient. So I miss her today, that she's not here with us. And I'm sure everybody here is quite reminiscent of the fact that she was very instrumental in providing and supporting Panditji as her son and giving him the proper guidance as a mother. Panditji has shown my example, and I think Dr. Veda made a very strong comment about Guru. Sometimes it's easy to have lip service. And in my mind, one of the things I've admired from my Guru over the last 25 years is he's a man of action. He's a man of example. He's a man of doing things. And I think it's very easy to listen to the kata, listen to the sermon. Not a song bad about it, but the Vyas comes off, the Vyas and that's it. Becomes nothing after that. But I have been privileged to meet with him and interact with him and talk with him and really see that he cares about those people around him. He cares about the members of not just the community, but the members who don't even come to this Mandir. People who are not even Hindu, people who are not even Indian, people who are not even that he knows. And I think a very recent example was the support that he and the organization showed to the various flood victims and the support that he offered. My family and I have been privileged to be part and parcel of this organization, and indeed we are very happy and blessed to have shared that experience with him. Quite jokingly, I was thinking back about his administrative skills, his gyan, if you will. If somebody had come to the members of our audience and said, hey, well, we need $2 million to raise and build a temple, everybody would say, oh, we can't get that money. That ain't going to happen. And some of us will remember the drama about waiting for the money for the roof, and the roof money never came from the government. But Babs had the foresight to say, well, let's take things in a very peace kind of manner. Let's do the foundation. Let's do the walls, let's do the roof, let's do the windows, let's do the electrical, and piece by piece, literally brick by brick, literally, paintbrush by paintbrush, light by light. Here we are today, being in the Mandir physically, as Ram has said, very comfortable, very happy, very content. And I don't mean any disrespect to the members of the organization, but I'm sure they're aware of this. All the different persons who've lended support to the organization really have done that, I think, with all humility, because of what they do that. He's really been the face, the persona of the organization, going out, meeting people. And this is not just about asking for things, but being of service to them, being kind to them, lending a kind word. And reciprocation, people will then, return the favor if you wish. Two hands have to clap. I remember over the years, Panditji, here it is as my guru, here it is as a learned Pandit, going from house to house, extending invitations in hand, in person, to the Ganesh Utsav, literally inviting persons individually through the length and breadth of Trinidad. And I mean, not to big up the man too much, that's a very rare thing. And I think in my career, it's very easy for persons of high esteem to not be humble. It's very easy to be aloof and not come down and be, if you wish, with the common man. And I want to say, Baba, that Baba has been showing through that example, through that ability, to really show us what to do on a day-to-day basis. I am mindful of the fact that many persons have passed away over the several years that we have moved from that side of the road to this side of the road, from the back shed to the front of the road. And the reality is, remember a lot of them in our prayer. And I pray the Lord Krishna's blessings will be upon them. I remember my own father who's passed away, my Nana, my Aja's father, and all the members of my family who has gone before me as well. And we are very willing to be continuing supportive of this organization as a family. We are very glad that we come here, that we are well received, we are happy, we are content, we feel very welcome in this family. And like many organizations, community represents family. It does not have to be connected by blood literally, but it's by interaction and community. And we feel that when we come here in this organization. And that's why we make the effort to come, despite literally the 3-hour drive, to come here to attend Ganesh Utsav or attend different festivities. Because for us, it is not the suffering in the car or the long traffic, it's because we are going to our family. We are going to visit them, we are going to be part and parcel of a function, that we are being with them, and we're going to share time in prayer and in togetherness. So my closing words are just to say thank you to Pandit Dudnath, members of the organization, for doing such a wonderful job over the years. And I also would like to formally and extend, on behalf of them, your continued support to us as an organization. As you know, when one hurdle is crossed, another one is laid upon us. We have a lot of other things we would like to do as an organization and as a community and as a family. And I pray we will continue to do those things with Bhagwan's blessings. Sitaram and the night.
So we have a few more speakers lined up. I'll ask everyone to strive to be a bit more brief. It's Thursday night. Another Thursday will come, but I assure you there will never be another opening ceremony for this Mandir. So please bear with us. Places of worship are holy because holy ones choose to come here. Right now, the Kumbh Mela, the largest gathering of humanity on earth, is taking place over the next few days in India at Prayagraj, the confluence of the Ganges and the Yamuna. But in Tulsidas Ramayana, it said that Prayag is where the saintly gather in 2 and 3 to sing the glories of God. Many great friends of this organization support us from time to time, and they bring their love, and we feel blessed that they make that time to come to us. Seated here amongst us is Pandit Vishwanath, who I invite to give short greetings, who I believe is not giving greetings only on behalf of himself, but on behalf of Chinmay Mission of Trinidad and Tobago. Panditji, please come.
Hari Om Sitaram, pleasant good night to all of you. Puja Pandit Dharma Putraji, Mahadharma Putraji, Vishwanath Maharaji, and all of the Pandits and all protocols observed. For time, Swamiji Prakashananda, the Acharya of Chinmay Mission, presently in India, and efforts to contact him, of course. Was he here in Trinidad, he certainly would have been here present tonight. So I'm using the opportunity to convey his blessings and greetings on behalf of Chinmay Mission to an organization that has distinguished itself not only in the East-West corridor, but across the island. Not only across the island, but has inspired a lot of work abroad. Little do you know, just recently a Pandit was here, Ganesh Utsav. And after, there is no Ganesh Utsav, I'm just giving you one example in Guyana, and he went and he started Ganesh Utsav in the first place in Bushlock in the quarantine in Guyana, and now it's beginning to pick up like that. So thank you Panditji, thank you for this great organization, Vishwanath wonderful organization, and I convey Swamiji's blessings and all the members of Chinmay Mission, and of course Chinmay Mission being an international organization, over 300 centers, as a matter of fact, and our beloved Dr. G, who is the chairman tonight, is trained with Chinmay Mission, and I'm sure that putting aside the history, this is a beginning that is going to blaze forth to bless the entire landscape of Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you for that.
A pillar of Sanatana Dharma within this community is an institution that has its roots on Ojo Road, Sarigrani, the Sant Nagar Hindu Mandir. I acknowledge the members of the Sant Nagar Hindu Mandir who are here tonight, the president and other members. The Sant Nagar Hindu Mandir, being an institution, is one of many institutions of an organization from which this individual has served many years and continues to serve. We respect him and we respect the contributions of all of them, pioneers who continue to serve Sanatana Dharma today. A former educator and serves in the capacity of the Northeast Coordinator of the Sanatana Dharma Mahasabha, I invite to bring greetings Mr. Lal Bhagaluchi.
Pleasant Sitaram to all. Pandit Vishwanath Maharaj, Kampasad, spiritual head of this organization, very influential person. Pandit Navin Maharaj, other Pandits, Sadhus, our Senator Jai Ramlin, members of the Suchong and Dupi family, the president of the Sant Nagar Hindu Temple, the secretary of the Juan Upkarak, Mr. Ram Tahal. We also have in our presence here, I see a very famous businessman, Mr. Das, Dean Das, and his mom. All you distinguished people. I think tonight I'm so happy that when it was announced that this institution will be in honor of a distinguished lady. This lady happens to be my Didi, and some of you may only know her coming here in this temple. But I will tell you something. She was together with my mother, my Mosi, and everybody on the Dunat as a little boy. Used to be with his mother, used to be in Matikur, in Barahi, Chatti, all these things. She'll be there with them singing and so on. So I'm so happy and so pleased that we are paying tribute to a wonderful and distinguished person. Let me commend the members of this temple, the members of this organization, for this great job that they are doing. To build something like this would have taken a long time. And with the amount of planning and the execution of these plans, we have seen this has come into fruition. Sometime last year, I indicated to the Donat that from what I'm seeing here, you need to extend this temple. I've seen this tonight, because tonight I saw there's a scarcity of seats inside. There are people seated outside. But I know he had promised that this thing isn't coming. And sometimes you wonder, how is it that we can have such a successful organization? But this only comes through true leadership and good leadership. You know there's a difference between a leader and a manager. But he also has managerial skills. Because as a manager, you'll be able to plan, organize, direct, manage. And this is what he has done very, very well. When this initiative of building this new temple came up, he worked tirelessly to ensure that this was brought into fruition. I want to commend him for this. And he has been doing a lot of work, and some of the programs that he has planned in this temple, I know it has worldwide, and I say international, relevance. We have spoken about the Ganesh Utsav, and one of the first times I came here, when I was asked to speak, I went out there. When I looked down, I saw over 1,600 people, in my estimation. It could have been more. And I say, what is it? What is it that is causing this huge response to this Ganesh Utsav? That was about one night, a single night. But then I realized when I listened to him, I know the quality of his discourse. The quality. Not only what he was saying, how he was saying it, how he was imparting it to the people. Together with the sort of organizational skills, things that were really organized in this place. And besides that, this hospitality that we all experience in this environment. For the do not, I want to commend you on members. I fail to recognize my student, Dr. Vidavik, Malik, and all your wonderful people for what you have done. We know this institution, this is there not only for the spiritual, but also for the cultural aspect. And I've seen it. I was here recently, I know I can see, I have experienced how well some members of this organization can perform, sing, dance, and all these sort of things. This achievement was done despite or in spite of or amidst the challenges that we have in this country. And I need not say too long, the crime situation, you know about the unwillingness of people to come out at night and come into the evidence and so on. We also have the downturn in the economy, where people, it is hard, the money is hard to come by. But despite these, And amidst all these challenges, this institution has stood strong and they are moving strong. And when I came in here tonight and had no water, no electricity, I was tempted to use, I said, a bad beginning. But I won't complete that because this organization has no ending. So that I know that you are going to do very well and all the best in the future. May Lord Ganesh bless you. May Mother Saraswati bless you upon the do not beyond your organization to continue the success that you are experiencing. Thank you.
This evening began with the procession of the murtis that have been our servitors of devotion for the past few years in the back. Baba said to us that in our difficult times, these emblems became our refuge to seek God, and so they deserve first place within this institution. And if you look very carefully there, you will see pride of place goes to a picture of none other than that great Guru, Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba. This organization has a very close relationship with devotees of the Sai organization of Trinidad and Tobago. We ourselves are followers of Baba's teachings. And in service to community, we follow that because Baba says service to humanity is service to God. So much of the seva is done, and it's done usually with the efforts of great individuals like Reggie and Shobhaji, who are seated here in the audience tonight. And Baba would like to express yet again his gratitude to you both for the efforts that you provide to this organization, especially when it comes to times of seva. So our gratitude to you both and to the Sai organization of Trinidad and Tobago. So for quick greetings, I would like to invite no less a person than the president of the Satya Sai organization of Trinidad and Tobago, Mr. Terry Maharaj, to greet us.
Namaste Guru Baba, Guru Baba, Guru Baba, Namaste Guru Baba, Sai Baba, Baba, Sai Baba,
Pandit Prasad. All protocols observed. Sisters and brothers, Sairam, Sitaram, and Assalamu Alaikum. Pleasant good evening to each and everyone. It gave me great pleasure, honor, and humility to stand here on this auspicious day to say a few words on this landmark. I would say I have known Pandit for a very, very long time. In fact, Pandit is responsible for my marriage. In a couple of months, it'll be 26 years that I've been married. And he was very instrumental in that. He has always struck me to be someone who is always open, always embracing, always inclusive. And this evening, we can see that. You know, when we can come to a temple and we're a Pandit, a very learned Pandit, that which many of us may take him for granted because in our own village. But I guess many people also understand how important you are, what are the good jobs you are doing here. That we can come to a temple and able to see Sai and worship him in his full form. Many temples that is prohibited, you know, and I want to say, Pandit, that understanding of who Sai is will take you very, very far. You know, it's very nice that we all serve Lord Rama, Lord Krishna, Jesus the Christ, but when the avatar come in this form, they'll be able to recognize him and able to pay tribute to him. This temple, I know, is meant to be a bright star in this community.
definitely it will be that, you have toiled hard in times of your difficulties, in times of your challenges. You stood above all, and strong, and your belief, as one person, great person has said, once there is faith, things happen. And I know you out of everybody had faith of what you wanted. You had a plan, you had a direction, and today we can see the result of it. I know that this community will be very proud of what you are doing. I was a product of this community. I no longer live here, but my mother and my brothers are still here, and they do enjoy coming here because they learn a lot and they benefit a lot. And I know that you're going to take this community to heights that many, many other communities will be envied of. Please continue to be focused, continue to understand that, as Sai Baba said, only the fruit-laden trees will be stoned. So sometimes when you are doing things, you may be criticized, but understand who you are and what you are. Also, Sai Baba said, the two best ways someone can spend their wealth is by doing selfless seva, which is selfless service, which is seva, and spending money on a mandir. And today you have shown that that is two things that you have done continuously. And I know God will continue to bless you, this community, your family, and the executive members to continue this work, to serve God in whatever name, whatever form, whatever feelings that we have. Because as Sai Baba said, cow are many, milk is one. Names are many, form is one. There is only one God, and He's omnipresent. Thank you, Jai Sai Ram.
Bhagwan Vishwanath, the Lord of the universe, is the Lord of everyone, regardless of the political divide. This evening, scheduled to be with us was no less a person than the Minister of Works and Transport, Mr. Rohan Sinanan. However, due to the duties of service in government and country, he is unable to be here. We are very grateful in his absence for acknowledging our invitation, though. But present in person this evening, to bring us greetings and to grace us with his presence is none other than Attorney at Law and Senator of Trinidad and Tobago, Mr. Gerald Ramdi. So I invite him to please come and say a few words to us on this occasion.
Sitaram, Pandit Ji, Pandit Dunat Ramprasad, officiating Pandit, all protocols observed. Pandit, I want to congratulate you tonight on achieving your dream in putting this Mandir together for your community. And I think all of us here will agree with me when I say, when you look around and you see what you have achieved, it is really, can only be described as a selfless labor of love. It is because of your hard work and your dedication that we can celebrate tonight this Mandir that you have so gracefully dedicated to your mother. But while we celebrate all of this, Pandit, I want to bring a message from a different angle to you tonight. And when I met you 3 years ago, when we walked in from the side, all you would have seen was the steel beams that were standing. And in 3 years, you have achieved what many have not been able to achieve in decades. And that could have only been done with the organization that you lead, which is the Vishwanath Hindu Social and Cultural Organization. And while we're all happy here tonight, I want to apologize to you, Pandit, because from where I sit in the position that I hold, I think I can say that the one unfortunate thing that your organization has experienced is that it has not gotten the support that it so richly deserves because of the work that you continue to do for your community, for the East West Corridor, and for Trinidad and Tobago. And I want to give a commitment to you tonight, to your organization and to yourself, that the mistake that was made before, the next government that forms, the next government that is formed in this country, I give an undertaking to you tonight in your presence, in the presence of God and in the presence of your devotees, that the Vishwanath Hindu Cultural and Social Organization will truly be given the support that it deserves, because this doesn't come easy. But you have a commitment that the next government will give you that support that you need to not only continue the good work that you do, but to grow this organization and to give you what you deserve to be able to carry out the work that you do in service of mankind. I give you that commitment tonight. There are two things that I want to say before I depart tonight, Pandit. It is this. I want to congratulate you on the work that you've done. But at the same time, when you look at this beautiful crowd and the organization that you lead, there's one message that I want to give to you and leave to you and your devotees. And it is this. You should be proud of the work that you do, the organization that you lead, the devotees that you lead. And the one thing that stands out more than anything else here tonight are the young people. The young people, the one thing that I've always been impressed with from it is, one, your humility, and two, the inclusion that you have to lead the young people of our country. We live in a very dark time, and I think tonight the cutting off of the lights by TNTech shouldn't come as a coincidence, but I think it was an example to show that even when the lights go out, you shine in the darkness that exists in our country today. And I would like to ask that you continue to shine as you have done, and as you have continued to do, and you will continue to do in the future. But there is one thing that is very disturbing about our country today, and it is something that I must raise. I think I owe you a duty to say so. Over the last year, and perhaps over the last few days, as a community, as a country, as the Hindu faith, we've been under attack. And over the last few days, you've seen where people have been rewarded for attacking the faith that we share. And I want you to continue to be strong. The one thing as a people that we have not done in 174 years, this year will make 174 years our forefathers have stepped foot in Trinidad and Tobago, is that we have been too docile as a people and too subservient. We have allowed people to do us whatever they want, and we have not stood up for ourselves. And it is time for us, as you have done by your actions, for us to stand up to all of the actions that are targeted towards us, where people can make fun of the dress that our Hindu women wear, where people can put up videos and mock the way in which we worship. And we must never allow that to happen, because it is those actions that are targeted towards breaking us as a people. We must continue to do the work that you've done. From the first day that I came into your temple, the first thing that I admire is something that the president of the Satya Sai Baba organization has said. You have always been. You will go into no other temple and see the kind of inclusiveness that you share as a leader. It is something that you should be proud of. It is a very enviable talent that God has given and showered upon you. I want to tell you tonight, Pandit, continue the good work that you've done. In a country where our young people search through far and wide for leaders, you have stood out as a leader in your community, in your Mandir, and in our country. And I want you to continue, and may God continue to bless you, give you the guidance, the protection, the knowledge, and the wisdom to continue doing the work that you do.
I keep hearing the word leader, leader, leader. But Guru is no one but a servant. Servant to God, servant to people. Banda Guru Padakanch Kripa Sindhu Nararupa Hari. I salute that Guru, who is none other than Bhagwan Vishnu in the form of man. Maha Mohatama Punch, Jasuvachana Ravikaranikara. Please remove all the moha, the delusion from my heart, so that my knowledge will shine forth. I invite to this podium no less a person than your humble servant, Dharma Putra Pandit Vishwanath Rampasad. The podium will go to him actually.
Govinda bolo Hari Gopal bolo Govinda Hari
He's gone. Please come quickly. Together with his friend. Oh my God, he bring this man especially to say a few words, and this man is leaving without saying anything. Panditji, I waited until I start speaking to then ask him to speak. So his 2 minutes will come in my time. So where is he? Please let him come. Bhaiji, please come bring your greetings. I was waiting for when I started for you to say something. Look, podium is ready for you. Om Namah Shivaya. Namaste, Sita Ram.
Revered actors, Karanis and Gyanis, salutations. bring you greetings from the Hindus of Canada. This is a marvelous achievement. To manifest an institution of this magnitude is not easy. It takes a lot of hard work, dedication, perseverance to make this happen. But you must ask yourself, what is the purpose of this Mandir? What is the purpose of churches, temples, and mandirs? It's a very critical question. When you would have come here, mingled with the divine and with your own kind, listening to the sweet music, you would be tempted to bind yourself here. And I ask again, what is the purpose of the Mandir? It is not to bind. The purpose of the Mandir is to free you. The purpose of the Mandir is to free you. But there is an even more intriguing question. Who is to be freed from what? It's a very intriguing question. And in my humble opinion, you see, all of us is searching for something. Every one of us. We're not very clear what we're searching for. But we're searching for something. Who is searching? It's the consciousness. All of us are consciousness. The whole universe of time and space is cradled in consciousness. But consciousness is always moving. And this movement of consciousness causes agitation. No matter what you achieve in the world, be it wealth, siddhis, you see God, there is always agitation. So who is searching for what? This consciousness that we are, this agitation that manifests the universe, is searching for itself. Its pure nature. Consciousness which is not moving. That which is called super consciousness, awareness. When we would have reached that state, we would have been free. This is my humble message to you all. Let the Mandir be an instrument to free you from all bondage. And may I add, even bondage to Bhagwan. Bondage is bondage. It doesn't matter if you have a beautiful wife or an ugly wife. Bondage is bondage. It goes the other way around too. So, with these few words, my brothers and sisters, I wish you all the best. I don't know most of you, but it doesn't matter. We are all related. Brothers and sisters, always. Thank you very much, and sit down.
Thank you, Bhaiji, coming all the way from Canada, bringing greetings to us this day. Puja Pandit, Pandit Navin Maharaj, all protocols be prepared. And I want to say how happy for the last 2 nights the energy was so high I could not sleep. So I spoke to one doctor, he said, take Valium. Say Om Namah Shivaya. he wants me to get addicted. But I want to be brief because we are over 9 and I like to be prompt on time because we have dinner to be served. But there are certain things. Now, you tell me, it's after 9 going to 10. All these donors here listed, names to be called. I go this page, then this page, all financial and otherwise. So, in the presence of God, I want to say all who have contributed in one way or the other, from $1 to $100,000, I say thank you. I know you and you know me. Let me leave the financial transaction between us, because I don't want to announce who gave the 100,000. Next thing, somebody coming after you. Om Namah Shivaya. But my dear buddies, I thank all those who have brought greetings. Kariji, Reggie Ji, Shubha, just remember what Baba says. The hands that serve is much more holier than the lips that pray. So the first thing to build an institution, you want land. So first I want to tell you why this mandir is dedicated in the loving memory of my mother. And what has happened in the past is water under the bridge now, right, Susan? There's water under the bridge. We have moved miles away. I think what happened in 2011 should happen 10 years ago. Now the next half of the mandir would have been completed. So Om Namah Shivaya, forget that. So we first had to have land. So we applied to town country to build a mandir to the back. They say refuse us. They say you don't have enough road. You have to have 33 feet road. So they say if you bring the mandir to the front, we'll use the main road to pass the plant. I did not know what to do. So when God came to me, the son of man, so I study. What I studied, nothing, because nothing to come by. Land in the back, building can go up, time going, life going. But one thing you must remember, I have lost weight, but I haven't lost my faith. So you can afford to lose weight, but don't lose faith. And your faith is going to take you to places you never dreamt of before. And while sitting in the hammock, my baby brother, Gigi Boy, said, what are you worried about? I said, well, boy, things shut down. No town and country. He said, okay, what are we going to do? He said, okay, take the piece of land in front. This piece of land. My dear buddies, then I could Uttishtata Jagrata, arise and awake and say, let us start moving again. So at this juncture, I would like the president of this organization, Gallant, both Jijiboy and Bashti, for the great honor as young people to donate land in this community. And we want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. Vinayak and Harendra, come and stand up. And they not only have donated land, I tell them, hand over these 2 children who will be the successor to the throne to ensure that the Vishwanath Hindu Social and Cultural Organization will continue after my demise. Thank you all very much. So when I get land, I invited a very goodly gentleman called Mr. Suraj from St. Helena. We have to start searching. And when we have to start searching is to look for what we want to build. And who came up? Mr. Suraj introduced us to Mr. Errol. I would like to invite Mr. Suraj and Mr. Errol in front, please. Where are they? They gone already? Here. And myself and Vashish, come. 4 of us went to Lakshmi Narayan Temple to look at it. And I want to say, hearts goes off to you, Bhaiya Suraj and Errol, for joining with me up to this day. They have never left my company to ensure. And Errol draw the plan for the temple. God bless you. Without taking 1 cent. And Bhaiya Suraj, I wish he was still in Springport. I've already getting more and more and more. But thanks to both of you. My dear devotees, the Sai organization, especially the Page Sai Center, they have been very instrumental through Reggie and Shua, and I want you to give them a lusty round of applause. May God richly bless them. And you know why I want to bless them tonight? I have the next half to build. And I am so happy when I call Terry, because he owes me. I got his dulahin for him. And I was there, and her, if I tell Hali, she will leave, But we ain't going down that road, no? Yeah. Just like how you're on Premaste, very good boy, Terry. He's the president of the Sai organization. And Terry, we would like you to put your best foot forward in seeing the next half being completed. I would like to recognize the Mahabir family, Ramjit Mahabir, the man who has given us the sun, all the works to ensure this building. Put your hands together for the Mahabir. Rupchan, Mr. and Mrs. Rupchan, with Rupchan Emporiums. My dear devotees, the man give me chairs to the back. He give me cash, Krish, Boy, all those St. Helena. My dear devotees across the board. And he will supply me with all the chairs. The flood take away all the seat coverings. I call him. I say, how much for it? He said, no, take it back. We have seat coverings. The flood destructed, But man is instrumental. And heart goes off to St. Helena. So put your hands together for St. Helena. I want you especially put your hands for the Suchong and the Duki family. Again and again and again and again and again and again. And God knows why they had to invite me to do that Lakshmi Puja for material and spiritual prosperity. And so they have blessed us with material and spiritual prosperity. Put your hands for them. My dear devotees, We went on and we went on and we went on, and all the donors, in one way or the other, have donated huge sums. The cost of this part of the building has been over $1.5 million to bring it to this point. I say thank you, Swamiji. A man I admire. Dean Das and Sons Hardware. A man who is sitting in front, I beg to come up in front, up here. You know, bring up in balcony. But you know what Dean told me when I went to him? I said, I can't afford all the material. I want to take credit. So when we put up the front door, the water is hitting on the wall, and the water is coming in inside of the mandir. Now we take in material, we have credit paint, taking credit paint, taking credit paint. So I said, Dean, make a time na boy and come and see na boy. You are making a time. He said, Mama, what do you want? I said, I want a 20 feet put up for the donor to get wet. He said, come take all the material. I said, but I ain't going to have money in a hurry. If I take 5 years to pay, he said, man, people taking material, contractors, they're paying. You short to pay. My dear buddies, a man like Dean, proprietor of Das and Son Hardware, you put your hands together for him, for his support. For the Mandirs across the board who have supported us, thank you. All of you who have supported us, thank you. But I will end, but I will tell you something. Senator, I want to take a call. The United National Congress gave us a voucher for $200,000. I really wish, I like what politicians did. When the Mandir came to the front, that voucher was already given to us by the then Honorable Prime Minister Kamala Prasad Visesa. So when the Mandir moved to the front, they said, well, you have now to come and change the date on the voucher for $200,000. The PNM was in power then, and they make me bring in the voucher, and up to today they never given back the voucher. Give them a round of applause for taking the voucher. But today, Senator, Attorney at Law, Jared Ramdeen has promised that we will get first priority and we hold him ransom. Now they have to kidnap you to hold your ransom again, no? We hold him ransom right here. But a man's word must be his bond. Not so very allowed. When you give your word is your bond. So like he expected the United National Congress to win the next general election. Well, I want the next half of the Mandir to be completed, so know who you're staring your finger for. My devotees, we mean business. Dean, this part is okay, but the outer part is not okay. Like every building I do, it is insufficient because more and more people are joining the organization. More and more people are attracted to what is happening, and therefore all I have to continue to do as my children multiply, so I have to make more room for them. So therefore, we have to start moving. We must not stop until the last straw is placed, and then anything else could happen. So my dear buddies, as I thank all of you tonight for your kind contributions and your cooperation, your patience to wait to see this organization grow and open today, I will tell you what my mother told me, and that is why I told the organization, this Mandir must go in her memory, because when it was in difficulty, my mother told me, who was then alive, she said, your father and mother didn't build no temple for you. And if you want, make sure you get your land and build a temple. And do not fight for nobody land and nobody temple. I listened to her as my mentor. And our family joined hand and heart and hand. And with you, the people, she's no more, but her words stand out to thee. And I have gotten the land, I have built the Mandir, and today we dedicate it in her loving memory, so she will receive the blessings of her guidance, that we can sit without fear and carry out our devotion. Honor your mother and father, for your days shall be long on earth. I honored her words, and today her words manifest in what we are seeing. Praise be unto God, Aryama Pitra, that may the souls of my ancestors, wherever they may be, may their souls rest in peace. I want to recognize Prem Singh Puja Bhavan, the proprietor of Prem Singh Puja Bhavan, is with us. She was sitting somewhere there. Thank you very much for all your contribution. Right. And when I turn to my left, I would like to recognize the presence of Vashti and Anand, the proprietor of Little Store Limited in Kura. You call them Chatak Matak. For the great contribution to this organization to bring it where it is. When you look above, they are responsible for that. My dear buddies, put your hands together for praising and the Little Store Kura. My dear buddies, and I can go on and on and on, but I want to say a big hug, thank you to all of you, all of you, all of you. May God richly bless you and your family, that you continue to go from strength to strength and from success to success, as you continue to join with me to continue the next half of the building. Har and Prem, what you did in this half, already the book closed now. have to think about the next half. So my dear devotees, I say thank you, thank you, thank you for coming out in your large numbers tonight. Panditji is full. But finally, you will see we brought these murtis. The next big procession we'll be having here is the murtis, the donation of first grade marble murtis from India. And I want to put your hands for Mr. James, who has made it possible for all those murtis to come to Trinidad. They are already here. We are going to fix a date to bring them and start to install them. Pandit, you have a lot of work. There are these murtis. The Lord Ganesh is donated by myself and my little brother Jivoy and Vashti. Put your hands together for that. The Shiv Lingam, which will be seated here, is donated by Sandra Duki Sucha. Put your hands for her. The Hanuman Murti is donated by Kapildev Barak, better known as Boy, from Demerara Road, and that will be consecrated in the month of April for Hanuman Jayanti. Surya Narayan is dedicated again, donated by the Duki family, Sarah. Put your hands for her. And Amit, my godson. Am I correct? Yes. The Vishnu Mandir Murti is donated by our most esteemed Master of Ceremony, Dr. Vedavid Mani. Our Shiva Murti is donated by Dennis Benissa and family. The Ram and Sita Murti is being donated by Nirmala and family from Ganesh Trace in Las Lomas. The Radha and Krishna Murti is donated by the Dutch family, that is Deed, whose son Daryl has passed away. And when I look at this, I know that they will be consecrated in that memory of that child, Daryl, who has been with us. Shiv Shakti Murti has been donated by the Purmati Ramnanan family of Sicharan Park in James Mart. Ma Shakti Durga Murti is donated by Miss Indra Haripal and family from Mary Street, Sangre Grande. Brahma Ramratan. You remember which Murti you donated? Susan, you donated it. Bhauji donated it, Saraswati, na? Good. Brahma Ramratan, we might forget so long the Murti donated. Donated the Lakshmi Murti. And that is my cousin from all the way in Tamana. The Saraswati Murti is donated by Basdev Bhauji and family. The bell to be hung here was donated by my late mother Hansraji Rampasad. As that bell ring down here, I hope that she will hear the sound in the heavens. If you look at a smaller version of the front Murti, it's a dancing Ganesh. And there will be a bigger Ganesh that will be consecrated permanently there, and that is donated by Theo and Geeta and family from Kaiwal in San Chiquito. The Nandi, the bull, has been donated by Sandra Sucham Duki. Put your hands for her. I tell you, that's very great. And Pachmukhi Hanumanji has been donated by my two godchildren, Nafisa and Mikhail Duki. These murtis are ready for entering the Mandir. So my dear devotees, the next invitation for the huge procession of all 16 murtis will take place from the home of UNT Electrical Supply, Uttra Mangaru Maharaj, and that procession will come here. 16 murtis, 16 casa groups. There will be 32 highest van with all the people with their families coming with the murtis. And then when we put down the murtis, we are going to take time now and consecrate Panditji one by one with time. We could consecrate all, Om Namah Shivaya and put them, but that I will in here. No shortcut. When we consecrate those 16 murtis, it must be consecrated in the right way. And after our demise, the vibration that we put into it must live on. So my dear devotees, put your hands together as for the final time for all the donations. Even before the Mandir start building, murtis will start donating. It is not my deeds. It is not Pandit Dutnath. I glad for all the praises. But my pugri remained the same size, it didn't get bigger, which means my head has swelled. And if my head swelled, I will shake it so. When you shake your head, tell a fellow to shake your head, you know what your head have in it? But I wouldn't tell you, that. Bobby. So my dear devotees, life is not about carrying and leave. You will leave all that right here. Karama pradhana veshwa karirama. As you plant, so you shall. As you make at your bed, so you shall. My dear devotees, this is my message. This is my song, which I will be singing all day long. I have no more songs to sing. Who taught me good? Om Namah Shivaya. Who taught me bad? Om Namah Shivaya. But I walk across and come into my ashram, and from here I go back home. My Pandit colleague, we all going to walk hand in hand, see this establishment grow, and we'll be leaving a landmark in Samruchikito. In the history of Samruchikito, nothing like these things ever happened. Ganesh Yagya, largest in the hemisphere, and my dear devotees, we'll continue to do big things in a small community. But through the grace and the blessing of Swamiji, to you I pay all respects and my dedication to you. So my dear devotees, with these few words, we have final Havan. Let us have final Aarti, and then we all go and have dinner. I know it's late. If you eat dinner one day late, nothing would go. We have doctors here. And they have already given me the green light. Don't worry. Nothing will go up tonight. Everything will stay right there. Because you notice when we came in, it didn't have no light. When you come into darkness and you see light, you know it has been removed. All negatives is gone. We have only positives now. So my dear devotees, give God a great round of applause as we say thank you, Lord, for all that you have blessed us with. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and you will continue. While Aarti is in progress, somebody take a chandan, divide it into, give everybody chandan, and my devotees. Then we will have the distribution of Aarti. While Aarti is going on, you get Aarti, you get chandan, and when you receive your prasad, now new home, new rules. One, no chewing of gum and sticking it below the chin. Please. Secondly, no eating inside of the mandir. We give you your prasad, wait until you go to the hall, eat your prasad and eat your food. If you see any garbage, help us to just pick it up and put it in one of the bags that is available. Cleanliness is next to godliness. So until then, Adab Haris, Koda Haris, Utho Arti Hoga.
Swami
Let us put our hands together, Lord, let's close our eyes. As we have come to the end of our puja, end of our service, for that Lord have blessed us and have given us this beautiful ashram, this beautiful mandir, where we can sit, where we can listen to glorify the name of Bhagwan. In Sri Satyanarayana Katha, we said there are three important devotees: one who hosts the Katha, one who listens to the Katha, and one who narrates the Katha. May Bhagwan bless Tanaji and his executive for giving us the opportunity by hosting to sit and to listen to the glories of Bhagwan. If there were any shortcomings, knowing and unknowingly, the Lord forgive us. With the divine light of love be upon us all. To the dear Mother who have gone to the great beyond, and all those souls who have left, may the blessings of this puja and the blessings of this mandir be with their souls. Hari Om Shiva Hare Shiva Rama Sake Prabhu Devedata Panivapana He Vibho Ajajaneshwara Yadava Mahima Shiva Hare Vijaya Guru Mevaram Kamalalochana Ramadhayanidhi Hara Guru Gajara Shakagopati Shivatano Bhava Shankar Mahima Pradidinam Kushalam Jaya Mangalam Pradidinam Kushalam Jaya Mangalam Pradidinam Kushalam Om Ahanam na janami visarjanam Puja mantram na janami Vagitim parameshwarim Om mantrahinam kriyahinam Bhaktihinam janardana Yat pujatam maya deva Paripurnam kadhastu me Om Tvame Amata Chabita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhu Chasaka Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Pravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mahadeva Deva Om Shanti 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 Hari Om प्रेम से बोलो गजानन स्वामी की जय उमापति महादेव की जय पवन पुत्र हनुमान की जय आदि शक्ति दुर्गा जगदम्बा माता की प्रेम से बोलो गुरु रामानंद स्वामी की जय प्रेम से बोलो सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय जय सीताराम प्लीज बी सीटेड
My dear devotees, as we take our seats, let us have grace before meals. Let us pray and ask God to bless our food. Om Anapurane Sadapurane Shankar Prana Vallabhe Jnana Vairagya Siddhyartham Bhiksham Dehi Cha Parvati Om Shiva Arpanamastu. We have distribution of prasad. Where is the prasad? My dear devotees, after you receive your prasad, we'll be going to the hall to the back where you will have dinner. And we ask everybody, they say when you see you build a new house, everybody must jutha the house. So you have to eat a little bit of food and then you leave. And I will tell you in the next katha that when the sadhu eat, when he dropped the water after washing his hand, a mongoose went and rolled and his whole body turned into gold. So if you want to have a golden life, a spiritual life, make sure you eat and wash your jutha in this property of Bhagwan. Okay? Dhanyavad and God bless. Wait. So we'll have the continuation of Kirtan, distribution of prasad, dinner, and I will be sitting right here. I am not moving. So when you finish it, come and check me before you leave. Good?
मुझने